Welcome. Thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Wednesday, March 23, 2022. For today's editorial, President Duterte must veto vape bill. In spite of warnings from a multitude of health experts, including international institutions such as the World Health Organization and our own Department of Health and Department of Education, Congress has rejected good sense and concern for Filipinos' well-being in passing the Vaporized Nicotine Products Regulation Act. The bill now only waits for President Rodrigo Duterte's signature to become law. We are once again adding our voice to those urgently calling on the president to correct the grave mistake on the part of the legislature and veto the proposed law in its entirety. We would rather not speculate on Congress' motives for doing so, but it is astonishing that lawmakers chose to expend effort on something that was not at all necessary. The so-called seen products covered by the pending law are already being regulated by a valid measure, Executive 106 Series of 2020, and in fact imposes tougher restrictions on vape, e-cigarette, heated tobacco, and similar products. The new law contains some of the same provisions as EO 106 but differs in two critical and unacceptable aspects. First, the law lowers the age limit for the purchase of the covered products from 21 years, as set out in EO 106 to 18 years. Second, the proposed law allows vape and similar goods to be sold online. The bill's advocates have argued that changing the minimum age is mere legislative housekeeping. The minimum age to purchase cigarettes and most other kinds of seen products is already 18. Therefore, lowering the age for vape and related products is simply ensuring consistency in the laws. As for making the products widely available to minors through online sales, House representatives have offered the feeble argument that sellers will be required to ask buyers for proof of their age. Anyone with even a casual familiarity with how the internet works will recognize that in the absence of a clear system to monitor sellers' and buyers' compliance, something which is not described in the proposed law and may very well be impossible, there is nothing to prevent underage users from obtaining the products. This is critical because, as we noted in a previous editorial, the US-based Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids and the Tobacco-Free Kids Action Fund has reported that, quote, national data show that about 95% of adult smokers begin smoking before they turn 21. The ages of 18 to 21 are also a critical period when many smokers move from experimental smoking to regular and daily use. While less than half of adult smokers, or 46%, become daily smokers before age 18, 4 out of 5 do so before they turn 21. The assertions of vape advocates that it can help smokers to quit is also highly questionable, if not completely false. It is certainly not backed by conclusive scientific evidence, as the American Heart Association and several other organizations have warned. Several cited studies have found that people are likely to continue smoking regular tobacco products even while using vape, e-cigarettes, and similar products. These conclusions were also highlighted in legislative hearings by influential expert groups such as the Philippine Medical Association and the Philippine College of Medicine, which said in a public statement, quote, the medical community questions the provisions included in the bill and underscores how it further increases the opportunity for the tobacco and vaping industry to widen its market, a move that is regressive and anti-health. Finally, even the point of view of an overwhelming majority of current e-cigarette and vape users is that the tougher restrictions in EO 106 should not be eliminated. In a Pulse Asia survey last September, 70% of vape or e-cigarette users considered the effects of these products a serious health hazard. In the same survey, 85% of users supported restricting age accessibility to e-cigarettes and vapes at 21 years old and above, while 66% supported banning the availability of e-cigarette or vape flavors that appeal to children. We fervently hope that President Duterte responds correctly to Congress' grave error and protects public health and the well-being of our young people by rejecting the Vaporized Nicotine Products Regulation Act. And that's the editorial for Wednesday, March 23, 2022. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the Voice of the Times.